yards, and the fans lined up early. They want that souvenir as the Orioles on Labor Day holiday baseball here at Camden Yards take on the Minnesota Twins. It's the finale in this 4-game series. And hi, everyone. I'm Jim Hunter. Of course, over the course of a long baseball season, teams slump, they streak, hitters slump and streak. But one facet of the game that you can help your team every day is defense. And the Orioles have excelled in defense on the year, and they may have the quiet leader of the year in shortstop in J.J. Hardy. All J.J. does is go out and make all the plays. Yesterday was a perfect example. He was all over the field making key plays. Fifth inning, here's Eric Fryer leading off. He goes behind the bag, pivots, and fires to first, making it look easy, and he records the out. Now, in the seventh inning, runners at first and third, and there's a big-time double play. That ended it. 3 outstanding plays, and the Orioles have J.J. Hardy and the steady J.J. Hardy doing it day in and day out. Now, of course, at the plate, the bat is heating up as well. In August, 322, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs, outstanding with runners in scoring position, and, of course, the home run threat always there, 86 since 2011, more than any Major League shortstop. And Dave Johnson, the thing about J.J. Hardy is he's steady, not flashy. You like that. He's also the most important infielder because he sets the tone for everybody else.
Well, I think a lot of guys in that infield, and it's a young infield at times with Manny to his right when Manny's there, and, of course, John Scope over there at second base. So he's a leader there, and, you know, in my lifetime, I've been very fortunate to be able to see some pretty good shortstops here in Baltimore. Aparicio, Mark Belanger, some guy named Ripken, and Bordick, of course, after that. And then, you know, with J.J. Hardy, just the stabilization of him. He's a rock-solid guy, mentally, physically, very talented. You know, we don't, you know, he's not a speedy guy. He's not flashy to the extent that maybe he doesn't have the quickness that you would see, but there is a first step quickness that you don't see because, let's face it, when you're watching the ball come into the batter, the ball's hit. Well, Mike is, in that situation, you got Hardy who's reading the play. He's adjusting as the pitch is coming in because he knows what pitch is coming, and he can read the bat. And now, so he's making that first step before we actually see him with our eyes. So there's some quickness there. It may not be speed quickness, but it's the first step. It's the instincts, and he's absolute solid rock. Again, not only physically getting it done, and we can talk about the offensive numbers, but mentally, I think he's the mental toughness type guy that the other guys in the infield lean on, and he's the right guy at the right time for this infield with Machado and Scope beside him on the east side of him, I should say.
Yeah, and as far as the mechanics and the fundamentals, JJ is flawless, and you brought up the word mentally strong. You have to be mentally strong. You have to anticipate what you're going to do before the play happens to make as many plays as he does.
Well, sure. I mean, you know, there's a lot of guys that can make some plays, and they're physically talented as far as gifted with the soft hands, but there's a lot of things going into the pitch, as I talked about. And with him being able to have those instincts and the other guys being able to rely on him, and from pitch to pitch, him kind of giving pointers, hey, a step over, hey, me and you, or different things that are going on, that's really important. It's just something we really don't see except for the results that come from it.
And the O's look for a 4-game sweep today as they take on the Minnesota Twins. Adam Jones bobblehead day. Holiday baseball at the Yard. Lineups and first pitch are next. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Chapin Davis, providing investments that can produce income for your retirement plan. Call to learn more at 800-222-3246 or at chapindavis.com. It is a warm and muggy holiday here at Camden Yards. Our train game time temperature. Visit trainsearch.com to find your local train comfort specialist dealer. It's hard to stop a train, really hard. 85 degrees, but that humidity is rising up to 67%, and we have partly cloudy skies in downtown Baltimore. So the finale, Minnesota looking to salvage a game. Santana, Dozier, and Mauer, Vargas, Plouffe, and Arcia, Suzuki, Escobar, and Schaefer. Jordan Schaefer brings an 11-game hitting streak into today's game.
And you look here at Kevin Gausman, of course, you see the breakdown this season for his pitch arsenal as far as the percentages. Uses his fastball a lot, and as well he should. He's got pretty good command of it most of the time, and it can be a plus-plus fastball. You can get it up there at 98, 99. He usually sits right around 94, 95 with it. Uses a breaking ball, not as often as most guys would. He's working on that pitch, a little slider. And so he'll mix it in every now and then and hopefully surprise the hitter. But he's got two different types of changeups. He uses a split change as well as what we call a circle or a straight change. And the only difference really is movement and velocity on those, the same arm action. And so therefore he can fool the hitters. And you see here, opposing batting average 273. Only giving up 5 home runs. And when you look at the splits, right-handers and left-handers hit about the same off of him. So it really doesn't matter. If he's making his pitches and mixing it up pretty good, he will have a tendency to be successful. If not, just like most pitchers, they will not have success if they can't throw strikes. So we'll see what Kevin Gausman has in store for us today against the Minnesota Twins.
So Kevin Gausman will go to work here on Danny Santana. The switch hitter will lead off. A lot of speed, good man to keep off the bases, and there's a strike, and we are underway. And for some reason, with this holdover series, we have a different umpiring crew. Thought the crew that was here over the weekend, Mike Winter's crew, would stay, but this is Gary Cedarstorm's crew, and Kerwin Danley has the plate as Santana fouls it back, and it's quickly 0-2. So perhaps these umpires will stay for the Cincinnati series. Danny Santana loves hitting in the daytime. See the ball. Kevin Gausman facing these Twins for the first time in his career. And the 0-2, and he got him. And there's the splitter, and a real good start for Kevin Gausman. Yeah, 3 pitches, a strikeout.
Yeah, excuse me, Jim, but yeah, he throws the fastball away, and then he comes right back with the split change and keeps it even further down and a little off the plate. You can see there a perfect view of the split, and there's the difference right there of the straight change. The splitter will go down a little bit more than the straight change. The straight change will be somewhere in that 88 to 89 mile an hour, but it's just a back and forth pitch. In other words, just speed differential, not so much movement.
Here's Brian Dozier, and he'll take a strike at the outside corner. Dozier having a real good year. 20 home runs, 61 RBIs, both career highs. Or the home runs are career highs, closing in on his career high in ribbies. He had 66 last year, and he pops this one up. Jonathan Scope is calling out near second base. And Gausman gets 2 quick outs.
And here's your Orioles defense here. Defense is brought to you by Chevrolet. You got Delman Young out in left field. Of course, Jonesy in center, Markakis in right. Paredes back at third base, and Hardy at short. Scope at second base. Chris Davis manning first base today. And Nick Hundley will be catching Kevin Gausman on the mound. Kevin's off to a pretty good start, throwing a lot of strikes for the first 2 batters, and that will bode well. Of course, he struggled a little bit with his command and his fastball over the last start or 2. And it looks like right now he kind of eased into those first couple fastballs, Jim. And then after that, his fastball velocity started to rise up a little bit once he got comfortable with the mound.
Joe Mauer takes a strike, so he's been strike 1 to all 3 hitters. Mauer has DH'd in all the games in this series. There's a home run and 5 RBIs in the head-to-head competition against the O's. This is the 7th game between these teams. So Mauer's power zone, pretty much where you'd like to see it, although for Mauer, more upstairs than downstairs for a left-handed batter.
Yeah, and what's interesting, he's not a big power hitter. You know, they always talk about Wieters as he was going to be Mauer with power. In other words, a high average guy, but with more power. But what you see with Joe Mauer is you would think because he sprays the ball a little bit, more of a singles, doubles hitter, you would think that maybe he likes the ball down a little bit more to just kind of drive it into the gaps and get his singles. But yeah, that zone right there showed that he does like the ball up a little bit, even though he doesn't necessarily hit a lot of home runs.
And the 2-1 is slapped foul the other way. The sun is very bright here at Camden Yards. There are some clouds right overhead, but not blocking the sun at the moment. There's Alejandro Diaz on the left and Kelly Johnson on the right. Kelly joined the team today. Alejandro got here mid-game yesterday. Joe Saunders is here. Evan Neek is here. They're in the bullpen. And the additions for the stretch run continue. And he got him. What a start for Kevin Gausman. 2 Ks and a 3-up, 3-down first. So the 23-year-old retires the side in order. Minnesota doesn't score. We head to the bottom of the first. And here come the O's. And it is warm. All the fans in shirt sleeves today. Here's the Orioles starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Markakis, Young, and Jones with Cruz in the cleanup spot. Then Davis and Hardy. JJ having a big-time series, 3 for 11, including the grand slam and 5 RBIs. Paredes, Hundley, and Stope for the Orioles.
Phil Hughes on the mound is having a terrific year for the Twins. When you talk about a guy coming over from another free agent deal, I believe he got a 3-year deal here after a miserable season last year in New York, in which he went 4-14 with 145 innings. He will be a guy that gives up more hits than innings pitched. He had 145 and 2/3 with 170 hits. But he doesn't walk a bunch of guys, and that's when you look at those numbers this year. Look at the starts, 14-9 record, earned run average, very respectable, 3.7. As you see, more hits than innings pitched, but look at those bottom numbers, 15 walks and 152 strikeouts. That's the key with Phil Hughes. He's not going to put guys on. You're going to have to earn it. Had a tendency to give up a bunch of home runs in New York. Now, the Minnesota ballpark should bode well for him, but here at Camden Yards on a hot day, maybe we're hoping for a little action like it used to happen to him in New York City, where the ball starts to flying out because the Orioles are going to be facing him. But he's actually pitched pretty well against the Orioles here at Camden Yards in his recent starts.
Well, Hughes now 28 years old. He allowed 24 home runs last year as a Yankee as Nick fouls it off, and Markakis loves hitting against Minnesota pitchers. He has 10 home runs and 30 RBIs in his career against Minnesota to go with a very impressive .311 batting average. Markakis yesterday with a 3-hit game. And a foul stays alive. Buck Showalter said before the game today that he was anticipating Nick coming into his office or stopping by. Occasionally Buck will suggest, do you need a day? Do you want to have a day off? And he knows what Nick is going to say. He's going to say no, but he at least has the courtesy to ask. And yesterday, Markakis was waiting for Buck, and he said, well, ask the question. Do you need a day off? No, I'm in there. And he got 3 hits. So you like a gamer, you like a guy that likes to post, and you like a guy who You know, for Nick, a slump is he doesn't get a hit in 3 games, so he's got to be in there to work it out, and he did yesterday.
You know, he's hoping to get the opportunity to be able to stay healthy here and finish out a season in a pennant race.
There's a chopper towards the middle. Dozier to his right. Off-balance throw. Bounces, and just in time to get Markakis. Wow. That throw bounced, and as a result, took a little bit longer to get to Vargas, but they get the out and run away.
Yeah, Dozier didn't make a great throw there, but he got a job done. Here, the Twins defense, of course, you got Schaefer, Santana, and Arcia rounding out the outfield. Plouffe at third base again. Escobar at shortstop. Dozier doing a solid job offensively and defensively for the Twins at second base. Vargas at first. Chris Suzuki back in there behind the plate, catching Phil Hughes on the mound for the Twins.
Delman Young in the lineup again today, batting second in left field. Ground ball is second, weakly hit. That ball rode in on him. Dozier gets Young and 2 men down. Well, Dave mentioned the lack of walks allowed by Phil Hughes. Pretty amazing. His walks per 9 innings, 0.78, so less than 1. And if you look at his season, in 27 starts, he went 15 of those starts without walking a batter. And he has 1 or no walks in 25 of the 27 starts. That's just incredible.
It's absolutely insane to have the ability to throw the ball over the plate that consistently, start after start after start. Now, you could say that, well, maybe sometimes he throws too many strikes, and that can be the case sometimes. But he's obviously making quality pitches and throwing quality strikes, because you don't win 14 games by accident. I mean, you're doing something right consistently, even if your team can score you some runs, which the teams will. We saw that yesterday. They can put some runs on the board for you.
Adam fouls it off the other way, so he's down in the count 0-2. There's today the big day for Orioles fans. There's the Adam Jones bobblehead that was given out today. It's a real good likeness. Does he have the sunflower seeds in the pocket?
Notice they didn't go with the bubble gum thing coming out the mouth. They went with as a hitter as opposed to catching a fly ball blowing a bubble. So,
well, you got to update,
mix it up. Yeah.
And he doesn't chase. Jones, by the way, is on the verge of setting an Orioles record, not one he exactly aspired to set. He's been hit by a pitch in 3 straight games. That ties the club record. Brady Anderson, Chris Hoyles, and Frank Robinson share that record. Each was hit in their time with the Orioles in 3 consecutive games by a pitch. And again, he doesn't chase, so 2-2.
Well, you can see Adam Jones in the power zone there. Likes the ball right down the middle, of course, like most guys, but the sweet spot's a little smaller for him right there in the middle of the zone, but he will be able to hit the ball out of the ballpark all the way through the strike zone, from the top to the bottom, inside or outside. So he's been a real offensive force for this club.
And he got him. Real good off-speed pitch. So Jones goes down on strikes, and each pitcher with a 3-up, 3-down first. Second inning coming up, no score. cold one to look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. And there is Joe Saunders, brought up to the big club today from AAA Norfolk. He's had an interesting year. He's bounced around, and he landed back in Baltimore, where he said before the game he is thrilled to be back and part of this. Evan Meek also was called back up today, but Joe back in the organization. There's Evan. Yeah, he's got a lot of personality. Hanging out there with Andrew Miller, Zach Britton, but Joe Saunders, of course, he won the wild card playoff game as a starter in 2012, so he has a lot of happy memories as an Oriole.
Absolutely, and of course he had my heart skipping a beat a little bit, because remember, he struggled a little bit the first couple batters, and I looked in the bullpen during that wild card, and my son Steve was warming up in the first inning. I'm like, oh, Joe, get it together here. You're going to give me a heart attack. Of course, he righted the ship, got a double play, went on to win that first wild card game for the Orioles, and was a big part of that stretch run, and it's great to see Joe back. He grew up in Springfield, Virginia, about an hour south of here in Baltimore, so he likes it here. He said that, of course, in some interviews today, how he really has some fond memories of being here in Baltimore. It was unfortunate how the last time he actually pitched here, the Orioles beat up on him a little bit, and he was designated for assignment right after that from Seattle. But he found his way to the Oriole bullpen in Norfolk, and here he is on a playoff contender again in the month of September for the Orioles.
Vargas takes down an M1-0. Plouffe and Arcia will follow. Minnesota really excited about this young man. Came up from Double-A on August 1st. Switch hitter. And plays first base defensively. And this one's ripped to right. Markakis back on it. It's over his head and past him. Oh, that was a laser beam out there. Markakis will fire back in, and sliding in, thundering into second base is Vargas with a leadoff double.
Well, he got a pitch down in his own. It wasn't an awful pitch by Gausman, but he just laced it there. As you said, he rockets that ball in the right field over Nick's head. So we've seen this guy. He's got a lot of power, and he's been able to swing the bat well, hitting over 300. As you say, Jim, Double-A player comes up and does the things that he's doing. Very impressive. So we see Nick Markakis getting the ball in there and kind of missed all three of the cutoff men, and then the ball hits the grass right there and bounces up a little bit on Hundley. So
what are the odds the ball's going to hit the lip of the grass from that distance?
Well, from the beginning of that play, it looked it was going to be ugly, because Nick's throw kind of went high, as we saw, and then it missed all three of the infielders, and then it went to Hundley, who's just going to kind of catch it, and it hits the lip of the grass and bounces over his glove.
Trevor Plouffe fouls it back. Well, this was an area yesterday in a game that eventually was decided by the final of 12-8 that Minnesota really struggled. They went just 3 for 13 with runners in scoring position. And in this series, they have gone just 4 for 26, and they have dropped all 3. Gausman has some work to do here with a runner at second and nobody out.
When you look at those numbers as far as runners in scoring position, and you say, oh, a team hasn't done well. Well, then you got to look at the other side, and you say, well, the Orioles pitchers in those situations made quality pitches and were able to bear down in those situations to get the job done. So always two sides of the equation.
Plouffe, a home run threat. He has hit 2 in this series, and he takes low for ball 2. Kevin Gausman making his 16th start. He pitched last Wednesday against Tampa Bay and took the loss. That was the one game the Rays won in that 4-game series. He lasted just 4 innings in elevated pitch count. And that's low, ball 3. So 3-1 on Plouffe with a runner at second and nobody down. In fact, Kevin has lost his last 2 starts, but you've seen his last 7. Very good numbers, 3.63 ERA and a 3-3 record. He is not that well supported run support wise by the O's, just 3.62 for Kevin. And the 3-1 is a called strike, I think.
No.
Oh, it's ball 4. Why did Kerwin Daly bring his right hand?
It looked to me like on the last 2 pitches, he kind of raised his right hand a little bit. Clearly wasn't calling a strike, but he did. He faked us both out there. Kevin just needs to understand that, look, we know that Plouffe has some power and everything, but even if you give up a run or 2, the last thing you want to do is start walking guys. And he wasn't missing by much, but he showed real good command in that first inning. He spotted up everything he threw in the first 3 batters, and here he's missing his spots a little bit. He pulled the one fastball across the plate a little bit, and Vargas was able to lace it into right field, and then he just ended up getting behind and didn't make quality pitches to Plouffe.
Here's Oswaldo Arcia with first and second and nobody down. And it's low 1-0. Gausman allowing a walk here. He did not allow a walk against Tampa Bay in his loss. Looking for his 8th win of the year. And a weak swing and a foul back, 1-1.
Well, it was either in his last start or the start before that, Jim, that Kevin, to me, was throwing some real strong quality pitches, but they were just like the last couple pitches we've seen, just out of the zone, at least as far as the umpire is concerned. So remember, a strike's a strike according to the umpire, and if he thinks it's a strike whether it is or isn't, it is. And if he thinks it's a ball whether it is or isn't, it is, according to how he calls it. So sometimes you can just kind of get in a little bit of a funk if the umpire's not giving you the corners or giving you the low strike.
Bouncer towards first. Oh, nice play by Davis. Goes to second out there. No throw back to first. Chris gets the lead runner and takes a base hit away from Arcia.
Terrific play because the runner is right in front of him. And when the runner stops, you got all these things going on in your peripheral vision. So you see Chris here. He goes to his right. Arcia, the ball just goes right past Plouffe in that situation. But he gathers himself and understands, here's the key. I need to get an out. So let me make sure I make a strong, accurate throw to second base. Get the one out. If they can turn two, great. If not, we got one down. It's first and third. And they're still in a situation where he can get out of this inning with a double play ball and not give up a run.
Vargas to third with Arcia now at first. And Gausman goes to work on Kurt Suzuki. Minnesota catcher at 293. First year with the Twins, and he just signed a 2-year extension. There was a lot of talk he would be dealt before the July 31st trading deadline, but Minnesota held on to him and then came to an agreement on an extension. They love his leadership behind the plate.
Yeah, I think they saw what he brings to this club, and that even though they weren't in a pennant race here at the latter part of this season, they knew what he could bring to them and help the pitching staff along the way. They got a young pitching staff, and they got some young guys coming on next year that they're going to need his leadership behind the plate.
Just inside.
And you see here, Kurt's power zone is out over the plate a little bit. Will hit the ball the other way. He's a pretty good offensive force, but as a catcher, there's not a ton of catchers out there that are offensive guys too. And Suzuki, although he's not necessarily going to hit you 30 home runs, he's not an automatic out in that lineup. He'll do some damage there, hitting close to, as we saw, almost 300 here at 293.
Ball 3.
Yeah, Kevin's just missing down. He's just trying to stay down. He doesn't want to throw the gopher ball up there. He doesn't want to just lay something in there. So he's trying to be, maybe a little bit too fine, maybe a little bit too perfect, or maybe he's not trying to be, but he's just a little bit out of sync, or he's pulling the ball down, pulling it across the plate, and getting behind the hitters.
So 3-0 on Suzuki. Runners on the corners. And there's a strike, laid it right in. Kevin has been a strikeout pitcher, 6.5 per 9 innings. He's got Vargas at third, Arcia at first, and one down, trying to induce a ground ball here to get 2. Towards third. Paredes, second, out there, back to first. Double play! 5-4-3 turn, and Gausman gets out of it. So a leadoff double, one left, mid-second at Camden Yards. The defense getting it done. of St. Leonard has won $500 for being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play the Orioles scratch off from the Maryland Lottery for your chance to be a contestant of the game. Enter by today to qualify. You could win a trip for two to see the World Series. Find out how mdlottery.com/Orioles. Enthusiastic crowd here today on the Adam Jones bobblehead day. We are jonesing for a sweep. He's got to have a big day today. It's his bobblehead.
Everything's lined up perfectly. What a great day. Beautiful weather.
Nelson Cruz will come up. Nelson hit a home run in the game yesterday. He's got a 2-game hitting streak going. And there's a strike. Cruz with 35 home runs and 89 RBIs. Good cut, and he fouled it back. Well, through the end of August, O's leading in Major League Baseball in home runs. Cruz leading this year with his 35. Chris Davis 47 last year. Frank Robinson 43 back in 1966. Chris ended up with 53. Frank with 49. How many will Cruz end up with? As he leads the American League with those 35. There's Chris on deck. Hughes ahead 1-2. And a swing and a miss. He got him. So Hughes has retired the first 4. And 1 away here in the second.
Well, we talked about Hughes being able to throw fastballs and throw strikes. He throws a little cutter there. Starts it off the plate inside. And then the ball just comes back. Moves about 6 to 8 inches. Pretty good pitch. First one I've seen him throw today at that variety. We saw him throw some good breaking balls, the hard curve balls to Jones in that at bat. But that was well placed by Phil Hughes right there after getting ahead with a couple good fastballs.
And Chris Davis takes ball 1. Chris is 2 for 7 in the series. And on the homestand, he has 4 hits. 3 of the hits are home runs. And he also has 8 RBIs on the homestand, and he has enjoyed hitting against Minnesota. Upstairs, ball 2. Phil Hughes, despite all his troubles in New York last year, is still a winning pitcher in his big league career. Davis lines it to right, and a base hit over the glove of Dozier. Orioles have their first base runner, and a 1-out single by Chris Davis. Get a look at our Jeep inside the numbers. Inside the series, Twins got 2 out of 3 in Minnesota. O's have won 3 in a row here. O's have out-hit the Twins. They have outscored the Twins. They have out-homered the Twins. And they have outpitched the Twins. That's a good formula.
I would assume that that's a pretty good formula. And when you look at what they've been able to do, they've been able to out-hit a team that we can see. Look, the Twins can score some runs, and we saw that they can do it quickly. I think the latter part of yesterday's ball game.
Strike 1 to J.J. Hardy. J.J.'s got a 4-game hitting streak going. 5 for 15 with 2 home runs and 6 ribbies during the hitting streak. Somebody requested time, and Kerwin Danley jumped out of there to make sure everybody knew. Must have been Suzuki. Well, yesterday he got into one, his 4th career grand slam. And as it turned out, the Orioles needed that. The eventual final was 12-8. So the 4 runs on that swing were critical in the win. And strike 3 called.
Yeah, same pitch he threw to Cruz. Cruz took an effort at it and swung the bat, but Hardy just gave up. You know, Hughes will try to run that fastball in a little bit on the inside part. You see here he starts it off the plate and then comes right in on the inner third of the plate. So the Orioles are going to have to be aware of that Phil Hughes is going to use that pitch when he gets ahead. So right now, we talked about his command. He's right on par with that. He's throwing a lot of strikes, and he is pinpoint control with that little cutter that he's got and his fastball.
Jimmy Paredes the opposite way, and it squeaks on through for a base hit. The ball had eyes, and Paredes will take it as he extends his hitting streak. 4 in a row now with the O's.
Yeah, he just stays down on it, doesn't try to pull it, stays inside with the hands, sees that the shortstop shifted over towards the second base bag, and just kind of places it through there, serves it in the left field for the base hit.
Buck talking about Paredes before the game about being rejuvenated, if you will, coming up from the minor leagues. And let's not forget, Dan Duquette had to acquire him twice. He had him in spring training, but then lost him on a waiver claim and then got him back. And he got here just in time. Who knew Steve Pearce was going to have to sit out a few games with the abdominal strain? Steve may be back as early as tomorrow, but Paredes has stepped in and he's hitting 4 in a row. And sometimes opportunity will present itself when you're least expecting it, and then the question is, what do you do with it?
And when you look at the call-ups and the prospect of who was going to get called up, I mean, I thought, most people thought Paredes was going to come up, but then when he comes up because of the Pearce injury and does what he did and what he's doing so far, it's like, okay, it's happening again. The Orioles are just bringing a guy up that not a lot of fanfare. Maybe a lot of people don't even know who he is or how he got to the organization twice. But they put him in there. He actually goes into the game and mid-game a couple games back and has just been terrific defensively as well as offensively ever since.
Hundley takes 2-1 the count. Well, as Kelly Johnson said before the game, hey, I arrived and I'm in first place. What could be better?
Yeah. A couple different guys, whether it's Saunders or whether it's Kelly Johnson that comes over, or of course Diaza. I mean, look at the clubs that they come from, and now, where they were, and then now you get a chance to come over to an Oriole ball club that is sitting here the first day of September with a 9-game lead. Everything seems to be going well and right for this club, and they get to put on the Oriole uniform and be part of something that looks like it's going to be pretty special here in September, and hopefully deep into the playoffs, all the way to the end with hopefully a World Series victory. It's a very good ball club. It's not a pipe dream.
Popped up, right side. Vargas is back on it. And the first baseman has it for the out, and the Orioles go down in the second. So a couple of hits and 2 left. We're through 2 at Camden Yards, no score. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Luna. For beautiful new carpet, hardwood, and laminate, call 877-241-LUNA. There we go. There's lunch. Think they deliver?
I'm sure they deliver. It's all a matter of price.
And can we actually do that while calling the game?
Well, we probably could, but remember, Jim, there's always consequences.
Yeah, my scorecard would get all messy.
It would be messy. Old Bay all over the place.
Gausman got out of a jam in the second. Runner at second, nobody down. First and second, nobody down. He got 2 ground balls, including a double play to end it.
What I'd really like to see Kevin get an opportunity to do here in the next couple of games is get ahead with that fastball, be able to get the pitches called for strikes, and then be able to work in that breaking ball. He really needs the breaking ball to me, and I think he becomes even more of a strikeout pitcher. To me, if you're throwing the ball 94 to 99 mile an hour with the type of command that Kevin Gausman can have, you should be a strikeout per inning guy. You just should be, not just because of the fastball, but because of the command he has with it, and then the split change that he has, so he can work, back and forth with the speeds. But then he can also work with some depth and some sideways action with that slider. It's a pitch that he needs to get command of.
Escobar fouls it off down the left side. It's interesting when you see pitchers like Kevin, who absolutely dominated in college, and he was the Friday night pitcher, which means the ace of the college team at LSU. And unfortunately for their development when they come to the major leagues, being a 2-pitch pitcher at LSU was okay because his fastball was so good and he was able to upset the timing with the changeup. But when you come here as a starter, and Dave Wallace certainly preaches this to Kevin Gausman, you do need that third pitch, if for no other reason, to put the thought into the hitter's head.
Right. It's not like he has to use it as a strikeout pitch. He doesn't have to use it all the time. He has to throw it enough to where it's in the back of the hitter's minds that, hey, is he going to go with that breaking ball? And the sideways action makes the hitter stay in on it, which means they're vulnerable inside.
Right back to Gausman. Nicely done. And the underhand toss to get Escobar and one away. Fans, you can text Masson's word of the day, which today is bases, to 29292 for your chance to win a signed Chris Davis bat. That's bases to 29292 for your chance to win. Nice crowd on hand on this Labor Day. Yeah, that was like when Dwight Gooden came up with the Mets and just absolutely dominated those first couple of years. And scouts would look at him and say, well, he really can't hold runners on. It's because coming up, no one ever got on against him. He had no practice.
Right. I was on a club for the Alexandria Dukes, and guy that played at center field for us.
Jordan Schaefer takes ball 1.
Crash Brown. That was before Crash Davis, actually. Okay, this was 1983. And Dwight Gooden pitched in Lynchburg that year. He struck out 300 batters. Crash Brown was his 300th strikeout that year. And then he went on to go up, of course, and he went up to AAA at the end of the year. And then, of course, it wasn't long before that. He's pitching in the big leagues and getting the job done and helping the Mets win a World Series in '86. But Dwight Gooden, playing in Lynchburg and Alexandria, Virginia, 4 Mile Run Park at Cora Kelly Elementary School, the lights weren't too good. And Dwight Gooden's throwing the ball 95, 96 with a nasty curveball. I mean, as a young 19-year-old, Dwight Gooden had as good a curveball as you could possibly imagine, and he had command of it with that plus fastball.
Weak ground ball to second. Scope waits on it. Schaefer's out, and 2 away here in the third. Fans, you can receive 50% off on all tickets coming up in the Red Series Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and you'll help the Orioles support the American Heart Association. The Orioles are serving as the mission engagement chair for the 2015 Baltimore Heart Ball through a partnership with the American Heart Association and SunTrust Bank. The O's are once again supporting this worthy cause, and you can as well. Visit Orioles.com/AHA now. You'll receive 50% off tickets tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday when you donate $10 for each ticket purchased. That's half off on tickets just for making a charitable donation. Visit Orioles.com/AHA now. A good sign here. Gausman, 4 straight ground ball outs. Just off the plate, taken by Santana, 1-1.
Well, he's got a very smooth delivery. I mean, that's the key. And with his command and the smoothness in which the ball comes out, that's why when he throws both changeups, they're very deceptive because he's got great arm action on him.
Pops it up to center field. That might have been a breaking ball there. Adam Jones back on it, glides to the out. And a 3-up, 3-down inning. And Kevin Gausman sets him down. Bottom of the third coming up. No score. Back your birds. Place your deposit now on a 2015 full or partial season plan, including the convenient and affordable 13-game plan, and you'll be guaranteed an opportunity to buy 2014 postseason tickets. So don't miss out. For all the details, Orioles.com/postseason or call 888-848-BIRD. And of course, days in first place. Milwaukee has been in first place longer than any team on the year, 150 of the days this season. Tigers 131, although they're struggling now. Oakland 129. They're no longer in first place. They're 5 out. The Giants, Nationals, and then the Orioles 77 days in first place, and they've been in there consecutively since the 4th of July.
Yeah, the one that surprised me is Milwaukee's kind of had that up and down season, yet they've been able to hold on to it. Of course, they're currently tied for first place, so they are technically in first place, and that's happened a couple different times. But they started off like gangbusters, were really good. Then they went through a stretch where they lost 8 or 9 in a row, or 9 out of 10 or something like that. Then they got hot again. Then they cooled off. So they're in a position where they are trying to hold off the St. Louis Cardinals, who both of the Cardinals and the Brewers are now 73 and 63 on the season. And Pittsburgh's only 2 games back. So that's going to be an interesting race down the stretch. And then, of course, the wild card will come into play as well.
Yeah, and all of a sudden the Giants are on the heels of the Dodgers in the NL West. Jonathan Schoop to left field. Schaefer has a play. He got under it, and he's got it for the out. And, of course, the Angels swept the Athletics at a 4-game series. So Oakland is now 5 games back in second place. And their skipper, after yesterday's game, was not too happy. So Bob Melvin yesterday ejected in the game, and then he had to sit around, and his comment was, well, what can you say? It's embarrassing, pathetic. We don't play like that. The last 3 games here are the worst I've seen this team play in. I can't remember how long. I feel bad for our fans to have to watch it. The reason I'm upset is because it's not who we are. It's not who we've been for 3 years, and for the last, I don't know how long it's mounted. It's been frustrating, but the last 3 games for us is just not who we are, not at all, and it's embarrassing. They all should be embarrassed. I'm done. Thank you.
Okay.
I think he made his point. And, of course, that meeting with the media came right after he closed the doors. And, well, would you say it's a meeting with the players, or it's a, hey, fellas, here's what I see, and you better change it?
Well, it's weird because I have a hard time seeing Bobby get really upset because he was the catcher here when I came up. He caught my first win for the Orioles and caught a bunch of my wins. Well, as bunches they would have it. I didn't win that many games. But anyway, he probably caught most of them. And so a little bit of a relationship with Bobby for over those 2.5 years here in Baltimore. And now to see him as a manager, you always thought he was one of those guys where you thought, this guy's pretty smart. Pretty smart guy. He's probably going to manage someday, and he's done a terrific job as a manager, of course. And to see him get all fired up, I don't know. It's kind of almost hard for me to see.
Dozier with a nice play against Markakis and 2 men down.
He was so mild-mannered, you know what I mean? He just never really got flustered over anything. He was one of those guys kind of mature beyond his years, even though he was a veteran guy. When I pitched to him, he still seemed like he had everything going on. He had it all together.
Well, Oakland felt that they needed to dominate with pitching, and so they made the deadline deal. Of course, they got Samardzija and Hamill prior to the deadline deal, but then they got John Lester at the deadline. But to get Lester, they traded their cleanup hitter, and they've gone just 12-17 since they traded Yoenis Cespedes to the Red Sox.
I did not like the deal when they made the deal. I thought they had enough pitching as it was. And when they traded Cespedes, I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't know the numbers. Of course, we have them now, and you just mentioned the 12-17. They have a .223 batting average as a team, and they're scoring 3.6 runs since that deal. Before that, they were 66-41. They batted .253, and they scored 5 runs a game. Those are big numbers, and that's a big difference. And, a starting pitcher's great if it was a club that was struggling with pitching. But they had a guy in Tommy Malone down in the minor leagues that they traded for Sam Fuld to this club here, the Twins, and Malone will pitch tomorrow. But he had pitched well up to that point in the major leagues, and when he was demoted, that was a lot of fanfare and a lot of talk about that because he really didn't deserve the promotion. That guy's going to pitch for you every 5th day when they already had a good rotation. Didn't make any sense to me to replace a guy who could bat for you every single day.
Delman Young, high fly ball, left center field. Santana back on it, and on the warning track, he runs it down. So a couple of long fly balls, but both outs. We're through 3 at Camden Yards. Pitchers in control, no score. history is brought to you by Volkswagen. Orioles left-hander Dave McNally spent 13 seasons in Baltimore. He had a 3.18 ERA in his tenure as a Bird, and he won 181 games, which ranks him second behind Jim Palmer in franchise history. McNally had 4 consecutive 21 seasons from 1968 through 1971, and of course helped the Orioles win 4 American League pennants of the World Series in both 1966 and 1970.
Dave McNally, one of my favorites, even though he was left-handed and I was right-handed as a kid growing up here in Baltimore from 66 through 71 or 72. I tried to emulate my delivery a little bit like him, and I remember when I was 12, I was able to go to the store and get a Dave McNally autographed glove, and it was a Rawlings fastback. It was the first ones that came out with a fastback where you put the little finger through the hole there, where they just started doing that. I was so excited I couldn't control myself. I got to the field that day, and all of a sudden I was catching. Sat that glove on the bench, caught the game. After the game was over, packed up my stuff and left, and never saw the glove again. Never got to use it. I forgot all about that. I laid it on the bench, and of course nobody returned it to me, so I was devastated. I'm still having a hard time getting over it, as you can tell.
Can't you go online and find a replacement?
Probably could, but I don't need it anymore.
Ryan Dozier will take a strike. Well, you play catch occasionally, don't you?
Yeah, I use a couple Steve's gloves.
I mean, Bordy comes out and pitches BP. You used to pitch. You should come out and pitch some BP.
I can throw some. One thing I can do is I can throw up some homers.
Well, that's what the hitters like to do in BP.
I can do that. I can throw some BP.
Kevin Gausman has retired 5 in a row. He has allowed 2 base runners, a double and a walk, but no runs. High fly ball to left. Delman Young will wait on it. Ball carries a bit almost to the warning track. And 1-8 way here in the 4th. The final homestand of the regular season is coming up, and history is waiting to be made at Oriole Park. Now, tickets are going fast for the final 10 games of the year, including showdowns with the Yankees, the Blue Jays, and the Red Sox. Now, every game matters as the Birds look to lock up the AL East and play for home field advantage in the playoffs. So don't miss out. Get online, Orioles.com, or call 888-848-BIRD. And what a lot of fans are doing is they're trying to guess or speculate which day might be the clincher, and then go out and buy tickets for that game as a base it up the middle off the bat of Joe Mauer gets Minnesota a 1-out base runner.
Yeah, I think that was the first breaking ball he threw. A little bit slower, too. It wasn't a hard slider, almost like it was a curveball. The ball went straight down, and it was a pretty decent pitch. It's just that when you look at what Mauer can do, he's a pretty darn good hitter. As we talked about, 3 batting titles. He just went right back up the box with it. Serves it in the center field with a little ground ball and gets on base with 1 out here in the 4th inning.
And that'll get Vargas up. So the fans are trying to guess what game might be the one and then make sure they get a ticket to be at that game. Of course, the Orioles go on a road trip first, and the magic number at the moment is 19. Now, the Yankees are not playing today, so the best the Orioles can do is knock that down to 18 today. And the Blue Jays are not playing today, which is a bit odd on a holiday.
Isn't that strange? That is strange. A holiday.
And Boston is in Tampa, with Tampa leading 3-2 in the 4th as Vargas fouls it back. But the magic numbers are 8 to eliminate Boston. They're in last place. 13 to eliminate Tampa Bay. 17 to eliminate Toronto. And 19 to eliminate the Yankees and clinch the division. So if you can figure it out as a fan which of those games to buy tickets for, so you're here for the clincher, let me know. And I'm going to ask you about lottery numbers.
I was going to say, you might want to know a little bit more.
You know what, though, Dave? You got to love the enthusiasm of the fan base that folks are doing that as Vargas goes down on strikes.
Well, no, look, people want to be here. It's part of history, and you want to be here for the celebration. Root your team on. You see Kevin Gausman there riding the fastball out and away, 96. He's been anywhere from about 93 to about 96, 97 with the fastball. Sometimes he just kind of eases it in there around 93, 94. And every now and then he'll kind of go up in the zone and let it run away like that one there. And see if they'll chase, which they did. Gets a strikeout of Vargas.
Strikeout number 3, 2 down. Here's Plouffe. Bounce towards third. There's Paredes. He'll go to Scope, and the inning ends. So a 1-out single and a man left. Kevin Gausman settling in. He led to the bottom of the fourth. Birds come to bat. No score. Career high 4-hit game yesterday, and following the game, and we'll get our Antwerpen quote of the day, Caleb was asked about his big day at the plate. Here's what he said.
I'm here to play defense. I'm kind of angry that we gave up 8 runs today, so I could care less whether I get 4 hits or not. We gave up 8 runs and kind of gave them a chance to somewhat get back into it, and that makes me angry. So we got to get back to the drawing board and figure out how to keep it the runs down.
I love it. He didn't like how he called the game. He didn't like how it ended up. Oh, I had 4 hits, so what?
Boy, it didn't take him long to get real comfortable in knowing exactly what to say. He did a terrific job in that soundbite. But you can see, look, he understands that because it was dwelled all the time as the bat flies into the second or third row there. I hope everybody's okay. Caleb just understands, and, the term that Buck uses a lot, he gets it. Well, Caleb clearly gets it when he understood that, you know what, I don't need to talk about my hits. The bat kind of spoke for itself. What I really want to talk about is that I'm frustrated that I kind of maybe let my guys down a little bit. Didn't call the right pitches, didn't get them zoned in, didn't get them ready to do what they needed to do. Now, clearly to me, that he didn't have anything to do with that. The pitchers didn't execute and all that. But he took responsibility for it, or partly responsible for it. And that's just good to see. It's his maturity level that he didn't come in and forget about what happened out on the field and talk about his hits.
Adam Jones to center field, chasing Santana. He's got a beat on it, and he's got it for the out and 1 away. So our Antwerpen quote of the day: visit our new Route 32 Clarksville facility all month. We'll beat any competing offer on your trade-in. Hurry in today. Thank you, Caleb, for our Antwerpen quote of the day. There's something special about this team, and it's kind of amazing in that obviously there's a Dan Duquette effect because he brings the players in. There's a Buck Showalter effect. He runs the show down there. There's a coaching staff effect because they're all so good at their jobs. Then there's the leadership effect of the players like Adam Jones and Nick Markakis, who without a doubt set the tone. Adam vocally, Nick calmly. And everybody buys into the one premise, which is, what can I do at this moment to help the team? And it's top to bottom, the 27th man, or however many there are here now, from the top guy on the team.
And maybe to some extent, Jim, it's lost in some clubhouses and some teams, because maybe everybody else, or there's teams that, quite frankly, that is happening in, but the players just aren't performing well enough on the field. What we do is we get an opportunity to see this team and this particular organization over the last couple, 3-4 seasons, how it's all kind of evolved and come together with all the parts to the puzzle that you've talked about. And then we also see the winning come to fruition on the field between the lines, which is really the whole story. Because you can have all those, pieces of the puzzle and all the parts and all the different things and all the things that are going on behind the scenes. And people can be really good at doing all that, the coaching, bringing in the right players and all that. But those players still have to get it done on the field against other major league players. And what's neat about the whole thing is that the end result is that they're 9 games ahead, and it's all the pieces of the puzzle are coming in the right place, and you can start to see it come to fruition.
2 down on the Cruz strikeout. Here's Chris Davis, who singled his first at bat. On the other area, Dave, that you're seeing the effect is it goes all the way down to the Gulf Coast League, where in the past year, before Andy McPhail had the tough job, he kind of broke it up and then began to rebuild it, and Dan Duquette has taken it from there to the next level as Davis rips it to right. And the moral of the story is don't start a story with 2 men down. As the Orioles go 3 up and 3 down, we'll head to the 5th. The pitchers are in total control. No score. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in you, and by AT&T, mobilizing your world. Labor Day holiday, little Elizabeth out there on the harbor. There's Dave Schott, ready to sail off after the game.
Yeah, the one on the right. Well, it's actually bigger than any boat I do own, so I'll take it.
My cousin owns a boat. He said there are 2 best days in your life: the day you buy the boat and the day you sell the boat. Because apparently when you have the boat, everyone wants to go on your boat because you do all the work.
Yeah, my understanding is that, first of all, repairs are costly, and I guess those motors or the twin engines or whatever, I think they get like 75 gallons to the mile or something. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I don't think it's that bad, but my understanding is it's pretty expensive for gas or diesel or whatever they put in those things, whatever yours runs on.
Oswaldo Arcia will lead off, Suzuki and Escobar to follow. Okay, to cap up the organizational story. In years past, before the quality of the depth of this organization got to where it is, there would be players that would come up simply because they might be able to hit a little bit. And Buck talks about the minor leagues all the time, and he's usually asked at least one question per day about a particular team or a particular player as Arcia comes up. And a foul off the mask of Hundley all the way back here. And I recall in July, right before the All-Star break, Christian Walker was tearing up at Bowie, made the All-Star team, and then was promoted. And Buck was asked, well, how soon might we see a guy like him here? Would it be September call-up? Would it be if there's an injury? And Buck's answer was, how's his defense doing? He didn't want to know about the home runs. He knows about them, obviously. He didn't want to know about the doubles. How's he playing defensively? You're not going to play on this team if you can't catch the ball. That now goes all the way down to Gulf Coast. Every coach in the system is telling them the major league manager won't take you up there if you can't play defense. And that is a real bonus and a positive in the past because they had no other choices. They had to bring guys up that maybe were challenged defensively because they could hit a little bit.
A little different philosophy, too, Jim, because I think, look, most offensive guys it's kind of ingrained throughout the course of time throughout baseball. Is like, well, you move up each level based on how you hit. Defense is there, and you want to be good at it, but if you're not, it's how you hit that's going to be the determining factor. Not here, as you said, not with Buck Showalter and his coaching staff. You will defend first, and then if you can offensively help the club, then clearly your playing time will be accordingly. But you can. I don't think I've ever seen any manager, and of course it's different with media now. Even since Buck has been here, it's different compared to what it was even just the time before when Buck Showalter took over here in Baltimore with all the social media more so than ever and all that. But did you really ever hear could you imagine Earl Weaver or somebody going, well, what about Chance Sisco? And, what do you mean about Chance Sisco? He's in Frederick or he's in Delmarva and all different. You know what I mean? Earl Weaver would be like, I'm not worried about some guy in low A ball. But Buck understands that, I think, too, because of the way the media is, that people do know about Chance Sisco and going for a batting title today. They know about what's going on with Christian Walker in Double-A. He's tearing it up, and he make the All-Star team, and is he going to move up, and is he an option to come up to this big club if they need it? So he's in tune with what's going down there because I think the fans are in tune with it, and he wants to make sure that he understands it and appreciates everything that's going on.
Arcia with a real good at-bat fouls it off to stay alive. And then there's the other component of that. When Dan Duquette has his scouts go out and look for possible acquisitions, that's on the list of can they defend. And if they can't defend, and let's not forget the character issue. You're not going to come on this team unless they're pretty sure you're going to fit in this clubhouse. So it's a lot of real good positive energy that is going around. And again, it's looking for the complete player. They want you to hit. You have to hit, especially in this division. There are two guys picked up right there. There's Kelly Johnson on the right and Alejandro Diaz on the left, and they're brought here to fit in, as was Joe Saunders. Now at this phase of his career, learning how to become a situational lefty. But if you're brought in, there's something that you can add to what's going on here, and it blends in nicely.
You're right. It's the total package. They're not just going to bring a guy in because, well, this guy can do this. It's like, well, okay, but how does he fit in? And Buck is very cognizant of the fact that there's a certain way they like that clubhouse. They're the guys that are here, your Joneses, your Davises, your Markakises, guys that have been here a little while. Doesn't want to disrupt that. It's important that he understands that whole thing and that the players understand they're not just going to bring in anybody, regardless of the skill set. And I think Buck touched on it yesterday before the game in his press conference, too, that he realized that, the way, as stable as this club is with the personalities and the way things have gone, they could probably still bring anybody in, and that guy would probably get it real quickly and go, they got something going on here, and they do things a certain way, and they expect things done a certain way, and I'm going to kind of blend in and not have that strong personality maybe disrupt that.
It took 11 pitches, but Gausman finally gets Arcia with his fourth strikeout and one away.
Terrific pitch with a fastball down and away. He throws some off-speed pitches during the at-bat down there as well. But you see there in 96, there's the four-seam fastball. Still gets a little late life sinking action on it, even though it's a four-seamer. And Arcia tries to reach out there to try to get a piece of it or try to put it in play and can't make contact, so Gausman gets the strikeout.
He has retired the leadoff hitter in 4 of the 5 innings. Here's Kurt Suzuki. And right to Davis, who was wide of the bag at first, at 2 men down. So you had an 11-pitch at-bat and a 1-pitch at-bat, and 2 men are down. Time now for all fans to tweet their photo using the hashtag MASSNFanPhotos for a chance to have it shown in a future broadcast. All brought to you by AT&T. Great to see the youngsters at the game. Somebody's got a bottle going there. Oh, she is. That's cute. It is great for the day games. You see all the families out here with the kids. They were all lined up yesterday as I was leaving to run the bases.
Yeah, they had to cut that a little short because the rain was coming in, and just as they got them done, and they covered up the field and got the tarp on there. Of course, they couldn't allow for the rain to get on there today or last night because they had a day game today.
1-1 the count on Escobar, who had a comebacker his first at bat. Only 4 hits in this game. Each team has 2. And no runs as the pitchers have worked out of whatever jams they've been in. That's a good fastball. 96.
It's nice to be able to dial it up every now and then. You get in a situation where it's 1-1. I can let one go here and just really let it loose. And you see they're down in the strike zone. It's going to be a strike anyway. He's going to take a hack at it, but can't catch up to it. So that gives Kevin a couple choices here with different speeds and different locations he can go to.
And he got him. So Kevin Gausman has another 3-up, 3-down inning, his third. He now has 6 strikeouts through 5 innings. So Escobar goes down on strikes mid-5th. Birds come to bat in a scoreless game. Remember, the Orioles go 19-9 in the month and increase their lead in the division to 9 games. Tied for most wins in the American League with Kansas City and the Angels in the month. Batting average 3rd, runs per game 2nd. Of course, most home runs, they lead the majors. And the ERA, very credible, 5th best at 3.08. So the Orioles on the year, they went 12-12 in April. 15-15 in May, and then a modest 4 above 500 in June at 16-12. But they went 17-8 in July, and then 19-9 in August. And that's exactly the way you'd prefer to have your season go, as you hold your own and then peak and get steady and keep it going, as opposed to maybe peaking early and then fading. Hardy slaps it foul, and 1-2 the count on JJ.
You know, the club really, they played well to, coming out of the gate, but you don't know what kind of club you have. You don't know how it's going to take shape. You don't know the injuries. You don't know how guys are going to come as new guys to the team, how they're going to perform in a new uniform, in a new division, in a new league. As we see, Hardy takes a fastball for strike 3 there down the middle, maybe a little cutter as well. So with Phil Hughes filling up the strike zone and just doing a terrific job. And there it is again. It's that cutter on the inside part, same pitch he used before on Hardy to get him. That's twice in a row now. He's throwing a perfect pitch with 2 strikes to J.J. Hardy. So we'll see what J.J. wants to do next time. But when you look at this club, and played well, and first 2-3 months, and I kept talking about how this is a good club. They got to get it going. They weren't playing well at home the first half of the season, but that homestand that they got it going right before the All-Star break, that was the key.
Got him in an eyelash on the dive by Paredes. So Hughes got over just in time for the out and 2 men down, and here comes Buck.
Yeah, Paredes really hustled down there, and he didn't give up on it. He said, I'm going to give it a shot. And sometimes it's a tough play for the pitcher. If he slows down a little too soon, we're going to get an Exmo here, and you're going to see whether the foot gets down or the hand. And we may not actually see Paredes' hand get on there. Here we got a different angle. Does the hand get there before the foot? We're blocked out. So we'll see what they do as far as taking a look. See, Buck is still out there waiting for him to get the go-ahead. And as we saw, Paredes actually didn't come out of the box right away. You see another angle here. Can we get it?
It all depends on which hand hit the bag.
Oh,
if it's his left hand, he's safe.
There's a better view here.
Oh, he's out. And Buck's going to ask for a challenge. It looks to me like Hughes got there just ahead of him. Right there. Or maybe not. Maybe his toes were still up. So this is a manager's challenge, an official challenge. So Gary Cederstrom and Kerwin Danley will come over and put on the headsets.
Well, when that ball was hit, I think Paredes thought that ball was going to go foul because he didn't come out of the box right away. And that little bit of a hesitation may have cost him there by not beating that the foot to the base. So here's another look at it. And see, that first hand doesn't go. The first hand, if he actually would have, if his right hand would have been going towards the base, he may have actually beat the pitcher's foot to the base.
And the call stands. He is out. So the Orioles have used and lost their challenge. And in a scoreless game in the fifth.
A little surprised they challenged that. I mean, from all the angles that we saw, it looked like he was out. But you know, at some point in the game, you got a scoreless game. It's the fifth inning. You got a guy with speed. Maybe you just take that chance because, as we've seen, sometimes we look at the monitor and go, "Oh yeah, he's clearly safe or he's clearly out," and then the replay guys in New York actually change it or call it the other way. And you're like, okay, I don't know how that happened. Obviously, I'm not seeing well with my eyes. But Paredes is out, and now there's 2 outs in the inning with Hundley up at the plate.
Hundley, it's a high fly ball to right. Arcia waits on it, now backs up a step. And he's got it. So Phil Hughes has a very quick and easy 3 up, 3 down fifth. On we go in Baltimore, no score. Cloud has just moved over the ballpark downtown, and welcome into the booth Jim Hunter and Dave Johnson. And another example of why in baseball what happened yesterday doesn't necessarily translate to today. 20 runs on 33 hits combined yesterday, no runs in the game so far.
Well, you got a real strong pitching. I mean, Phil Hughes has had a terrific year for the Twins, and of course Gausman's doing what he does best. He's throwing a lot of strikes. He's got his fastball 93 to 98 on the last fastball that he strikes out the batter to end the last inning. So when he's pinpoint control with his fastball and the velocity can be that good, and he's working with the splitter every now and then. You know, the Twins can swing the bat, and we saw that in the latter part of the game yesterday, but Phil Hughes and Kevin Gausman right now kind of on top of their game and got a little pitcher's duel going on.
And when you're facing the other team's best pitcher, and Phil Hughes has been the best pitcher, it's up to your pitcher to match him, and Gausman is not only doing that, he's excelling in this game.
Well, I think what the pitchers on the Orioles team know that if they simply just kind of hang in there, even if they give up a run or 2 or 3, the explosiveness of this offense can get it done with one swing of the bat, as we know that they lead the majors in home runs. So Kevin Gausman understands the situation that he's in. He just needs to throw a lot of strikes, make the Twins earn it, and from that point, the Orioles offense should be able to do the rest, even if it's in the latter part of the ballgame.
Well, Gausman has retired 15, and 3 of the outs he's been able to get on the first pitch of an at-bat, and that always helps. He's hit an economical 59 pitches as he faces Schaefer, who swings through it. Schaefer number 9, then Santana and Dozier. Kevin has had 3 3-up, 3-down innings in his 5 innings of work. And a foul back. Gausman is sailing along, but relievers are creatures of routine. And if you look out in the bullpen, there's a whole bunch of guys that are now up off the bench getting the calisthenics done. It's the 6th inning. You never know when the phone's going to ring and they tell you to get on the mound. So that bench was full last inning, not anymore. You see the late inning guys are still there. Too early for Andrew Miller. And it's low 1-2. But again, it just shows you how they all understand their roles. They know they need to be ready just in case. And top of the 6th, they get up and start stretching.
Yeah, and with the September call-offs now, I mean, a manager can go to the bullpen a little earlier if he wants to, and he's not going to stretch anything out. And he's not going to put anybody in harm's way.
Lifted off the end of the bat. Jones in on it, still coming, makes the running catch. Oh, does he cover some ground. One away here in the 6th inning. Fans, on Friday, September 12th, the Orioles will take on the Yankees in a special day-night doubleheader. First game 1:05, second game at 7:05. And as we said before, the tickets are going fast for each game, and they're not going to last long. And of course, every game matters as the race for the postseason and the home field advantage throughout the playoff heats up. So don't lose out. Get online, Orioles.com, or call 888-848-BIRD. Let's fill the stadium against the Yankees with the black and orange. Danny Santana now is 0 for 2.
I saw a sign one of the youngsters had here today that said, "Orange is the new black." I'm like, okay.
Well, you know what that is,
right? Black was...
No, that's a TV show.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so
is that a network TV show? Because I don't watch network TV shows.
Right through Paredes and into left field. So Santana's going to reach.
Oh, okay. It's on Netflix.
Well, Bonnie watches it. That's how I knew of it. I don't watch it.
Yeah, I hear of some things through my wife and my son Daniel or Steve if he's on during the winter or something. And then I get a clue. But otherwise, I'm pretty much clueless on a lot of things that have to go on with TV or, for that matter, social media stuff.
So that fan or that fan's parents may be using a little creative license to bring something current into their love of the Orioles.
I thought it was more of just like a fashion thing and along those lines where, black was in or something like that, and the new color, and then orange is the new black. And I'm like, okay, I'm good with that. Orange or black or both works for me, especially here in Baltimore at Camden Yards. And I've just showed and told everybody I'm absolutely clueless now. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
See, I just knew of the show because Bonnie watches it. Now, if she didn't watch it, I wouldn't have had a clue either. But, your orange and black analogy is accurate because, after all, the bird, the Oriole, is orange and black. So you've got both. Or is it black and orange?
I'm a little partial to the orange and black, sort of.
Dozier swings through it. Real good fastball, and he's got some movement on that fastball today. By the way, that was ruled a single by Jim Henneman as he felt that ball was hit too hard for Paredes to even react to it. 15 of the 20 hitters Gausman now has thrown strike 1 to. That's outstanding.
Yeah, he gets ahead. That's the key to any pitching. Get ahead. That way you can use any pitch at any point in time for the rest of the at-bat, unless the hitter gets back into it pretty good. But Kevin's fastball's kind of starting to tick up a little bit when he really wants to let it go. We saw him start out. First fastball I think he threw was like 92 or 93. And then by the third or fourth inning, he's ticking it up there a little bit, 94, 95, and we've seen 98. You see the four-seam fastball there just above the knee and not able to catch up to it, swing underneath it a little bit. So Dozier's a pretty good hitter. He can hit the fastball, and it doesn't matter whether it's 93 or 98. He can turn on some pitches, so you got to be careful with him.
And the 0-2 comes back with it again at 97, and he's late and fouls it off. Now, this is a situation, explained as a pitcher. He's got him set up for an off-speed pitch. However, he's showing, at least in this at-bat, he's not getting around on the fastball. So do you risk speeding up the bat in the happy zone by going off speed?
Yeah, if you go off speed in the zone, and of course typically you won't have as good a command as your off speed pitches, so you don't want to make a mistake. And as you said, speed up the bat by throwing like maybe an 88, 89 mile an hour changeup that stays up that you didn't want it to, but it did. And now all of a sudden he gets the head out a little bit quicker and he drives the ball in the left field bleachers for a 2-run homer. You're like, I had him 0-2 and I gave up, a pitch that he could hit, where the way his fastball command is right now, he probably feels pretty confident that he can spot that pitch a little bit better. And at 96 to 98, you take your chances every now and then, especially when the hitter's probably trying to stay back and look off speed once he's behind in the count here.
And there's a base hit up the middle. So he stayed with the fastball, and eventually Dozier got around on it. So back-to-back hits with one down, and Minnesota has something going.
Yeah, he went away with the fastball at 96. And look, Dozier's a good hitter. This guy's swinging the bat really well. He's having a pretty darn good year. Bunch of homers for them. And, you still got to make quality pitches. But you can make quality pitches at times, and good hitters will still put the ball in play and get their singles. So I'd have liked to see Kevin come a little bit more inside with the fastball rather than outside. That's where you start to get into a little bit more technical velocity and then perceived velocity. And perceived velocity to the hitter is, you throw a fastball at 94 down the middle, it's 94. You throw a 94 inside, to the hitter, it's actually about 96 to 97, maybe a touch more. And away, it's actually slower because they can get the bat head to the ball easier on an outside pitch than they can on an inside pitch. So what he did by throwing a 96-mile-an-hour fastball away is he actually slowed that pitch down a little bit.
There's Joe Mauer, and he'll take strike one. Gausman has struck out 5. He's walked only 1. And he's now allowed 4 base hits, 3 singles, and a double. And in the dirt, nice scoop by Hundley there. Mauer is now 3 for 10 in this series. But he is just 4 for 21 on the Minnesota road trip, which ends today.
Pretty good stop right there. Hundley was able to try to get in front of it, but fortunately for him, the ball, as it bounces up, it actually goes in his glove. That's just such a tough play because you have no idea whether that ball is going to skip or whether it's going to bounce up. And that was a big play because right now with 1 out in first and second, that ball gets by him. That puts runners in scoring position and takes away the double play with Mauer up to the plate. Big play.
And this one gets away. Hundley couldn't stop that one.
Yeah, and a lot of people say, oh, geez, why didn't he get in front of that? Why didn't he drop down? You don't see catchers, for the most part, drop and block on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. He's trying to stick his glove out there and try to get it. And he's hoping to get it on the short hop, and unfortunately, it kind of skipped just a little bit up and to the right, too high to go into his glove. But you don't have time to drop and block on fastballs. You drop and block on all-speed pitches, curveball, sliders, splitters, any type of all-speed pitch, and then you have time to do that and try to cover up and get over top the ball so if it hits you, it bounces down in front of your body. But on a fastball, especially in the mid to upper 90s, you don't have time to drop and block. You just really got to stick your glove out like he did, and hopefully you can catch it on the short hop, but unfortunately it didn't work.
So the 8th wild pitch of the year for Gausman puts 2 in scoring position with 1 out. And it's 2-1 on Mauer. Fouled off the other way. And the souvenir. Minnesota's left 2. The Orioles have left 2. Phil Hughes has retired 10 in a row since the 2-out single by Paredes in the 2nd inning. Minnesota has gone 3 up. Hughes has retired the Orioles 3 up, 3 down at 4 of the 5 innings. The 2-2 pitch is lifted to left. Chasing Delman Young back. Still going back. It is over his head and it's off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Minnesota's going to get the lead. Mauer's thinking 3. And the throw is too late. So that is a triple and 2 runs, and Minnesota has the lead.
Well, Mauer does what he does best. He goes the other way, and of course he gets a fastball out over the plate, and as he drives it, that ball is going away from Delman Young. He's doing his best to try to catch up to this ball, but not a speed guy out there, not a great defender. He'll be able to make most of the routine plays, but this is a tough play for him, and we see that ball go off the wall, and then it gets away, and Adam Jones comes over to try to help him out, and they get that ball in. You can see here, that ball is just really carrying. It's a hot, humid day here at Camden Yards, and that's what the ball has a tendency to do here under these conditions. So tough play. Hardy relays the ball in there to Paredes, but Mauer saw it all the way as he's coming around first and second, trying for 3.
Vargas pops it up, and the ball carries. That will be deep enough for a run. Jones back on it. He's got it. Here comes Mauer with the 3rd Minnesota run. So the Twins have broken through here, a 3-run inning and a 3-0 lead. So Mauer now with 43 RBIs. Arcia, the rookie, with 25 since coming up on August 1st. So 3 straight hits and a sac fly gets Minnesota 3 runs. And here's Trevor Plouffe batting, 2 outs and the base is empty. Breaking ball for a strike.
Jim, we talked about it at great length, how defense comes into play. Of course, the inning starts with a ground ball that gets by Paredes. They gave him a hit, and it was a hard hit ball, but if that play's made, you got 2 outs and nobody on. It's a whole different situation as far as the rest of that inning. The type of pitches Gausman throws, the situational hitting that's involved in it, everything changes. So that one play right there turned out to be a huge play in this inning and could be for the ball game.
Popped up weakly behind second base in shallow center. There's Scope, and he's got it, and the inning ends, but the damage is done. Minnesota strikes for 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. 3-0 Minnesota. Be More for Healthy Babies. The Orioles have drawn 330 walks for a total of $16,500. Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and a more active lifestyle. Nice crowd on hand on this Labor Day, and that scary cloud moved off a little bit. Orioles come to bat trailing now by 3. Orioles have just 2 hits in this game, a single by Davis and a single by Paredes, both coming in the second inning. Since then, Phil Hughes has retired 10 in a row. Jonathan Scope will lead off. Markakis and Young will follow. And there's a strike. And he lays off. 1 on the count. Jonathan hit one deep to left field, just in front of the warning track, his first at bat. Schaefer made the catch. This ball's ripped towards the gap. Schaefer on the run. He reaches up and he makes the catch. So he hit it hard, but Schaefer able to run it down for the out and 1 away. Well, your favorite birds are back with their favorite dogs and cats. The 2015 Orioles Pet Calendar. Proceeds from the brand new 16-month calendar benefit Barks, the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. Pick up your calendar today before they sell out. Visit Orioles.com/pet calendar or grab a copy on your next visit to Oriole Park or at the official Orioles team store in York, Pennsylvania. Those photo shoots are a lot of fun. There's Darren O'Day with his 2 dogs. And they are his dogs. Here's Markakis, and he'll take a strike. Phil Hughes has been mowing him down, and now he has a lead to work with.
Well, his pitch count is really low. We saw the graphic there on the last batter when Scope was up there. He throws a lot of strikes. So when you throw a lot of strikes, Jim, what you do is you put the hitters in a position where, okay, 2, 3, 4 innings have gone by. He's attacking us with the strike zone. He's throwing a lot of strikes. Do I let him get ahead and then have to try to chase the pitches, the cutters off the plate, the breaking balls, or do I swing early in the count? And then if you do that, sometimes you help him out by making some outs early.
Well, that'll work. As he bloops it in the left field for a one-out single, the Orioles have just their third base hit in the game.
And I think a lot of people would look at that and go, come on, stop swinging at the first pitch. Take some pitches, get his pitch count up. And then you got to look at it from a hitter's standpoint. You go, I don't like hitting 0-2 all the time.
Right.
So it's, it's just one of those deals. If the pitcher is actually attacking the zone like that, then you have to decide what you're going to do as a hitter. And you're going to swing early and try to get a good fastball to hit. You may make an out early, but it might be the best pitch you see in the at-bat.
Ball 1 to Delman Young. Delman is 0 for 2. He flied out to the warning track in deep left center field his last at-bat. Those have won 4 in a row. They're trying to match their season-high 5-game winning streak. They've had just one of those all year. This ball's hit off the end of the bat to left. Jordan Schaefer in on it. And he's got it for the out and 2 men down. Markakis back to first. So Adam Jones coming up. He is 0 for 2 on the day, but the Orioles have 3 hitters in their lineup with 20 or more home runs. Cruz with 35, Jones and Davis with 24. That is tied with Milwaukee for the most hitters on your club with at least 20 home runs. And both Adam and Chris are tied for 10th in the American League in home runs, with Nelly leading with his 35. And he has had a complete season, Adam Jones. In this game, he has struck out and he has flied out. You saw those numbers a moment ago on Phil Hughes, and it's kind of amazing the way his season has gone. Target Field is noted as a pitcher's park versus a hitter's park, especially early in the year and later in the year when it's cool. Rick Anderson has a pitcher on his staff here now that actually has pitched better on the road to that ERA of 2.94. 8 of his 14 wins are on the road. A lot of that has to do with run support, but a lot of it has to do with Hughes himself pitching well.
Yeah, because the peripherals are there too, not only just the wins, right? I mean, when you look at how he's actually pitched, the earned run average is lower on the road, so that goes with the effectiveness. And then you have to go, okay, who did he face at home? Who did he face on the road? And when did he face them? Did he face some hot teams at home, and that's why his numbers aren't as good? Did he face better teams at home than he did on the road? So there's a lot of things that go into that, but.
And Plouffe with the grab at third takes a base hit away from Jones. And then you get lucky breaks like that. A base hit, a man left will enter the 7th. 3-0 Minnesota.
To end the first inning, and of course Suzuki hits a ground ball. 5-4-3 double play to end the second inning, and then Gausman throws a BB down at the zone right there for strike 3 to end the 5th inning. Joe Mauer gets a fastball up and out over the plate, drives it over Delman Young's head off the left field wall, drives in 2, and eventually scores on a sacrifice fly for 3 runs in. And that's our Geico game highlights. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. So you look at our pitching matchup today. Phil Hughes has just been terrific, getting a lot of outs and a lot of outs early, throwing nothing but strikes. We talked about he's pitched 150-some innings, and he's only walked 15 batters. Again, no walks today with 5 Ks. And Gausman has pitched well for the most part, just the 1 inning, and that kind of started with a hard-hit ground ball that got past Paredes, and they gave him a hit. May have been scored either way, but in the end, Gausman was not able to extricate himself out of that inning without giving up some runs, and now he's going to go back out there and try to keep the Orioles in the ball game because he knows the firepower that the Orioles have. They can get a bloop and a blast and get right back in the game themselves. So Kevin Gausman on the mound to start the 7th inning.
He'll face Oswaldo Arcia. And, oh, what a grab by Gausman. Nearly got over his glove, and he went up and got it. So another 1 pitch out.
Athleticism there. I don't know if Kevin played basketball. I don't think he played at LSU, but he's a tall, slender guy, very athletic, gets up there, skies on top of the mound, and gets that ball, gathers himself, and tosses it gently to first base for the first out of the inning.
Kurt Suzuki now, he's 0 for 2. A line drive right at Davis's last at bat after bouncing into a double play his first at bat. And he looks over strike 1. Paid attendance today is 33,156, and with that crowd, the Orioles have now topped 2 million in home attendance on the year with a month to go. 1 more homestand to go, including 3 more on this one. Two and 1 on Suzuki. But Gausman is trying to get through 7 innings in a start for the 3rd time this year. This is his 16th start. In the other 2 starts of 7 innings, he won both those games and against contenders. He beat the Angels on July 30th going 7 innings. That was here. Fouled back. And he beat Oakland June 7th when Oakland was playing really well. That was here, and that was a 7-inning out. He's gone through 6 1/3 here today, allowing 3 runs on 5 hits.
Well, he's only thrown 83 pitches so far, so he's been very efficient with his pitch counts, and he's attacked the hitters, and for the most part, again, we talked about just other than the 6th inning, he's been really good.
Fly ball to center field. Adam Jones waits for it. And 2 quick outs. Well, as promised earlier in the game, here's our AT&T fan photo. And a bunch of friends hanging out in center field. Looks like it's above the bullpens. Here you got a lot of spots. There's the flag court. And of course, you could sit in seats, or you could go to the roof deck bar at center field. Fans love taking their pictures here at the ballpark, wearing their Oriole shirts and jerseys and hats. Eduardo Escobar's 0 for 2. He had a comebacker and also struck out. Breaking ball for a strike. So Escobar not expecting a breaking ball, just let it go by, froze him. Foul back. In his prior 2 games reaching the 7th inning, Gausman did not allow run in either of those innings. And the opposing hitters now are 1 for 11 in his 7th innings. And he certainly has pitched well enough to keep the Orioles in this game. Hughes has been better on the other side. And the 1-2, and he got him. Escobar down on strikes for a second time today. That is strikeout number 6. Those 2 ups brought to you by Mazda. Birds down by 3. Cruz, Davis, and Hardy. By authority, the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Now let's get a look overhead at the Inner Harbor, a 3-0 Minnesota lead. What a beautiful day to be outside. And here's our PNC minor league report brought to you by PNC Bank. For the achiever in you, Chance Sisco is on the verge of clinching the South Atlantic League batting title. The Shorebirds are in action. Lakewood is in action. Those 2 games are not final, so he does not have the title yet. But Sisco, since the All-Star break, 361, a couple of home runs, and 40 RBIs. And look at those numbers on the year. Just 19 years old in the South Atlantic League. 340, 5 home runs, and 63 RBIs. And this really is a win for the organization. Mark Ralston was the scout who discovered him in Southern California when he felt he was someone they ought to look at to draft. Dave Bloom, who's the West Coast supervisor, he went and looked at him. When he agreed with Ralston, Danny and Matt Haas, the national cross-checkers, went out and checked him out. And then they go to Gary Racich and say, okay, here's our report. We think this kid's going to make it. And they made him a 2nd-round pick. And here he is, his first full year, Dave, 19 years old, on the verge of a batting title. That's just a great success story for the organization.
Well, it really is. And again, look underneath the Chance Sisco, catcher. So you have a catcher that can swing the bat. And at such a young age, 19 years old in the South Atlantic League, that's about 2.5 years below the average age of that league. So, it's a pretty high level for a 19-year-old kid, and to be able to win a batting title and look, at least at this point, on the verge of winning a batting title here, that's some pretty good stuff. So that bodes well, again, for the scouting and the development of this organization, as we know now more and more there's pitchers and there's position players that the Orioles have used just even recently to make deals. And when you can trade minor leaguers to get in big leaguers and then have some of those minor leaguers also come up and help the big club, that's a plus for your organization.
Cruz to third, big hop for Plouffe, and on 1 pitch, 1 down. Now, as play began today, Chance Sisco had a 4-point lead for the batting title. Williams Astudillo of Lakewood, he was 4 points behind. He is 0 for 4 in the Lakewood game. They're at Hagerstown. And Chance Sisco was not in the starting lineup presented by Ryan Miner today. So he's at least 7 or 8 points ahead now since he hasn't played.
So we could use the term, it's in the bag?
Well, until they're, I don't like to say till it's final.
Is that like a no-hitter thing with you?
Actually, no, I say that up here. I mean,
okay. How about this? I'm going to cross my bats, I'm going to cross my hands, and I'm going to say, it's in the bag, it's in the bag.
There you go.
I'll take full responsibility if something happens. For Delmarva goes 75 innings or something,
right.
He ends up getting 15 at-bats for some reason. He had to go in the game and loses the title by a point.
Shift on
it's
against,
on my shoulders.
Shift on against Davis. He's 1 for 2. Just swings through it. Phil Hughes is in total command.
No, it's not overpowering either, Jim. We see him throw 92, 93 mile an hour. Lots of strikes, not a ton of movement that it looks like on the monitor here. You try to look at the pitch and you see, is there a ton of movement? Not really.
This ball's troubled the opposite way. Schaefer over. He'll get to it to keep Chris at first base. Nicely done. Oh, what a throw by Schaefer. So on a 0-2 pitch, Chris goes with it. He's got 2 hits today. And for Chris Davis, it's his 18th multi-hit game.
Well, similar fashion that we saw Joe Mauer take a pitch up and away in almost the same spot and drive it over Delman Young's head to drive in 2 runs. In the 6th inning, Chris Davis gets a long single. Of course, you don't want to take a chance on getting thrown out of second base. And we saw Schaefer throw a rocket right on the money to second base to keep Davis at first base.
And J.J. Hardy takes a strike. J.J.'s had a tough day. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, and both have been called strike threes.
Well, we've seen Phil Hughes use that little cutter on the inside part of the plate to J.J. Hardy, so we'll see if he uses it all until he gets 2 strikes.
Foul off the mask of Kurt Suzuki, who's had a tough series behind the plate.
Yeah, there's the 4-seam fastball again. So 0-2, he's used the fastball 4 seams to get into the spot. And as we saw with 2 strikes, as we talked about, he ends up coming inside and throws that slider right at the left hip of J.J. Hardy. And the hitter gives up on it because most fastballs will run into the right-hander. But this pitch is a cutter and it comes back in. So we'll see what they do. It looks like they're going to go with a breaking ball right.
And J.J. doesn't chase. 1-2 the count. Well, the Orioles now have 4 hits, all singles, 2 by Davis.
And that's a pitch that can set this little cutter up again. You throw the off-speed pitch, something slow away. You get the hitter thinking, I've got to protect the outside part. I've got to stay back, and I've got to kind of lean in and protect outside. Then you're vulnerable inside.
And again, doesn't chase.
Yeah, back-to-back slower breaking balls there from Phil Hughes. J.J. Hardy gets back into the count.
Ron Gardenhire had Hughes pitch against the Orioles on May the 4th. And he picked up the win going 6 1/3, allowing 2 runs. He's in the 7th here. Hardy towards third. Plouffe to second and into right field. A throwing error. Davis will go to third. Oh, a huge break for the Orioles. That may have been an inning-ending double play. Instead, the Orioles get the tying run to the plate.
No question, the way J.J. Hardy runs, that's probably a double play ball. He got that little cutter again, but Hughes left it out over the plate, so Hardy was able to put it in play for the ground ball to third. And you see there, Plouffe just throws it into right field. And the Orioles have something going here. First and third with only 1 out.
For Trevor Plouffe, his 11th error on the year, and that is a real costly one there. The inning could be over. And now Hughes will go to work on Jimmy Paredes, who's got a 4-game hitting streak with his single back in the 2nd. Down and in, 1-0. So can the Orioles take advantage of the extra out and the extra base runners? Davis at third, Hardy at first, 1 down. Oh, good cut, 1-1. Paredes is now 6 for 13 as an Oriole. He does have 3 RBIs. And a roller to first. Vargas is going to come to the plate, and tagged out is Chris Davis. So an easy play for Vargas. Davis went on contact, and he was out by plenty, so 2 men down.
Yeah, typically on a ground ball like that, you're having the runner from third base go on contact because you rather them try to get you out of the home instead of turning a double play. So even though it looks like, oh, geez, why is he going on that? Well, guess what? The inning is still going now, as opposed to if the runner's not going and the first baseman decides to go to second and they're able to turn 2. Not that they would have, but if they could have, the inning would be over. So that's what you usually do there. You go on contact on the first and third and try to stay out of the double play.
Well, they avoided the double play because Vargas didn't step on the bag. He easily could have gone back a step, stepped on the bag, got Paredes, and then fired home. Davis wasn't forced anyway, so it still would have been a tag play. And here's Hundley, who takes ball 1.
Well, sometimes the first baseman's not exactly sure where he is, and the last thing he wants to do is kind of all of a sudden try to do more than he's capable of doing or try to figure out where he is. And if he would have stopped and taken a look to see where he was and was a little bit too far away from the base, then maybe he felt he couldn't have got the runner at home. So he just took the sure route. They have a 3-run lead, and they're in a mode right now is getting out, and they took one there, but it gives the opportunity for the Orioles with a big blow here to be able to drive in a run or two or maybe hit a 3-run homer.
Hardy is at second, Paredes at first. Hundley has 3 home runs as an Oriole. And fouls it off the other way, so the count goes to 1-2. Nick looking to extend his hitting streak to 6 in a row. He is 7 for his last 20, including a home run. John Russell and Buck on the Orioles bench. Must have bent around the plate. Looked like it had plenty of it. 2-2. So the pitch track. 2 to Hundley, well inside, and he got both calls. Left field, did he get it? Back it goes, it is gone! It's out of here! And we are tied in the 7th. So the error costly. Christine Schrumpf of St. Leonard has won another $500, the Maryland Lottery contestant of the game. And the Orioles make Minnesota pay for the fluke error.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's why defense is so big. And Hundley comes up huge there. Gets a little cutter out over the plate. Hughes makes one mistake. He hasn't made many, but that was one of them, surely, that he'd like to get back.
And Jonathan Scope hits one to right field pretty deep, but playable for Arcia. And he's got it for the out, and the inning ends. But the damage is done. Nick Hundley hits his 4th. A 2-strike home run. A 3-run shot. And the Orioles have tied this game. We'll head to the 8th. Back even. It's a 3-3 game. Down 3-game interleague baseball, but Norris will be on the mound against Matt Latos in Game 1. Our coverage on Masson begins at 6:30. For those extra, presented by Geico, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on Masson. And Dave, as we look ahead to Cincinnati, a disappointing season for the Reds. They expected to contend in that NL Central. At the moment, 66-71. They're 30-39 on the road. Low team batting average. They're not hitting home runs. Team ERA is okay, 6th in the 15-team National League. And Todd Frazier, the All-Star, having a good year, but he hasn't had a lot of help.
Yeah, they've had some injuries, of course, and offensively you would think they'd get it done a little bit more consistently, but when injuries come to play and then guys don't perform the way you expect them to, that's a ballpark that, if you get good pitching there, you're doing something because that's a hitter-friendly ballpark. But, of course, the guy that we know who's gone over there and been a pretty good contributor to them is Alfredo Simon, I think they're calling him now. Yes. We called him Simone at times. But Alfredo Simon has done a terrific job in their rotation because they had a bunch of guys that were not able to post for them in their rotation. But, disappointing season, but they're going to come in here, and I can promise you they're going to want to play hard, and they're going to have some younger guys up in September call-ups fighting for spots on that opening day roster next year.
And a swing and a miss, strike one to the leadoff batter, Jordan Schaefer. Ryan Flaherty is now in the game, replacing J.J. Hardy at shortstop. And we'll see if this is just to get J.J. off the field on this hot day, or if something went on. J.J. was on base and scored on the home run by Hundley. Schaefer shows bunt and takes the ball. So 3 unearned runs as Hundley hits it out. And Gausman still has a chance to win, so he has done what you needed him to do. He has matched the other starter. This is a weak roller and foul. Andrew Miller now getting loose for the Orioles. First bullpen activity of the day for either side.
He's been spectacular since he's come over from the Red Sox. A welcome addition of a guy who is going to be a free agent at the end of the year, so he's not only playing for a contender and getting an opportunity to do so, but remember, he didn't get a chance to pitch in the World Series in the playoffs with the Red Sox. He was injured, so he's looking forward to that opportunity here with the Orioles.
Doesn't chase the splitter. 2-2 the count. Schaefer is hitless on the day. Kevin Gausman has allowed 3 runs on only 5 hits as he works here in the 8th inning. 92 pitches. Very pitch efficient game for Kevin. Inside, ball 3. And Buck on the phone to the bullpen. Switch hitter Santana's on deck. Line down the left field line. That ball is foul. Schaefer with good speed. He has ideas of maybe getting to third as Delman Young was chasing that down, but the ball faded foul.
He's a good little player. Good player at the end of the order there, batting 9th for them, hitting over 300 at 325. And he's got some speed, so he can play solid defense. We saw him with a pretty good arm from left field earlier in the ball game, getting the ball in quickly and throwing a rocket right at second base. He's an addition to this club that they've welcomed.
So another 3-2 pitch coming. And the appeal, he did not go. So there's a walk leading off here in the 8th.
Well, I thought that was a pretty good pitch.
Well, fans, make your deposit now for a 2015 Orioles full or partial season plan and start earning major league savings over the cost of single game tickets. Plus, fans who pay their deposits for 2015 now are eligible to purchase 2014 postseason tickets. Earn priority access to the hottest tickets in town and save on 2015 games as well. To place your deposit, go online at Orioles.com/postseason today. So the go-ahead run is on in the 8th, and it's a stolen base threat in Schaefer. And time requested at the plate by Hundley. With Gausman on the mound, there have been 5 stolen bases, 3 caught stealings. Orioles anticipating a bunt. Nearly got him at first. Nearly thrown away and nearly got him again. Schaefer thought that ball got by Davis, didn't realize Chris was just trying to keep his balance.
Yeah, I think you know what happens here, Jim, is sometimes the pitcher just wants to throw over, and he's not planning on throwing over full speed. But Kevin does with quick feet, throws over there, spikes it into the ground. Davis does a terrific job saving it because the ball gets by him. Schaefer probably goes to third. Schaefer thought the ball did get by him, so he took a step towards second. As we see here with the backhand play, Davis very acrobatic and athletic, making that backhand play, saving that situation.
And a bunt, and it's foul.
Schaefer probably goes to third, and they'd have a man at third with nobody out.
We just got word J.J. Hardy left the game with a lower back spasm.
Okay, that's the good and the bad of it. So we'll see how that actually takes shape. But Flaherty gets a chance to get in there in a tie ball game. And the good thing here, I guess, Jim, if nothing else, it is September 1st, and J.J. Hardy can take as long as he needs to make sure that thing is right, with the Orioles having a 9-game lead right now in the American League East.
And the bunt with the runner going, and it's fouled off. Somebody missed the sign there. You usually don't try to steal a base on a bunt for a sacrifice. Joe Vavra at third, staring down at Santana.
Yeah, it didn't look like he was bunting for a hit. It'd be one thing if he was dragging the bunt or something like that, but it clearly looked like he was trying to sacrifice, and you usually wouldn't have the runner going, because if you end up sacrificing and hitting a line drive or a pop-up, then you're going to get a double play.
And another throw to first. Again a throw to first. Real close that time. Schaefer is 11 out of 12 stealing bases as a Twin. And Hundley, in his time with the Orioles, he has caught 4, but 18 have made it. So he has just an 18% throwout rate as an Oriole. But Gausman's doing a real good job here keeping him close. Schaefer runs again, and the pitch is swung on. Line pass, Paredes, 4-base hit. And Schaefer's going to reach third, and Santana's going to get to second. Oh, that had double play all over it, and Paredes just flat out missed it.
Yeah, it looks like that was a play he should have made. That ball just goes either off the end of his glove, or he just whiffs it right near the ground there, and we'll see here the angle going to third base. Ball just got by him, and that's clearly a double play with the runner going, if he catches it on the fly.
And Santana, with his speed, easily makes it to second. That's an error on Paredes. And in this tie game, Minnesota has second and third and nobody out. And the Orioles now have to bring the infield in. Breaking ball for a strike, 0-1. This is likely Kevin's last batter, with Mauer on deck and Andrew Miller ready in the bullpen. Big moment in this game. The Orioles just tied, and the leadoff walk gets Gausman in trouble, and then the error compounds the inning. Instead of 2 outs and the bases empty, second and third and nobody down. And 1 on Dozier. And a little bit low. Kerwin Danley's mannerisms behind the plate. After a pitch, he comes up the exact same way every time, and you think he's going to bring the arm up, but he doesn't always do it. 1-1 on Dozier, who singled his last at bat in the 6th in the 3-run rally. Gets away from Hundley, not far enough for Jordan Schaefer to try to score. 2-1 on Dozier.
Kevin's trying to stay down below the strike zone to see if he can get Dozier to go after a pitch and hit it in the ground. If he hits it on the left side there, then either Schaefer's going to hold up or they can throw him out at the plate, but they can try to get an out there and keep the ball in the infield. Don't want to give Dozier something he can drive. I talked about it earlier. He's got some pop. So sac fly is in.
Swing and a miss. Real good pitch there.
Yeah, sac fly is in play. He throws the breaking ball there, 2-1. Pretty good one, too. We talked about Kevin trying to use that breaking ball a little bit more, and that had some depth to it, going straight down. And Dozier was not able to lay off that pitch, and Kevin gets back in the count. So here he's got some options, Jim, because it's only 2-2. He's got a pitch to work with. He actually has a base to work with as well.
And 2-2, second and third, nobody out. And he struck him out. Dozier says that ball was fouled. Kerwin Danley says no, it wasn't. A huge out for Kevin Gausman and one away. And Ron Gardenhire is going to come out and talk to the home plate umpire.
Yeah, you can see on the Exmo here, he does not touch it. The ball does hit the ground, but Hundley gets it and tags him. Because with the base open, he could run if he wanted to, but he did not elect to run. There he goes. Exmo clearly shows he did not make contact. Sometimes the hitter thinks that they made contact on the short hop there, but great pitch by Kevin Gausman. Buck's going to come in and make the move, but Gausman still pitched a whale of a game. He's still got an opportunity here to Andrew Miller to come in and save this ball game and keep them from scoring.
Well, Kevin Gausman with a career high 7 1/3 innings. The error hurts him this inning as he leaves. This M&T Bank call to the bullpen brought to you by M&T Bank. When Baltimore succeeds, we all succeed. Gausman leaves, Miller on for the Orioles in the 8th.
Good effort today. 7 1/3 inning. That is the maximum for his career high, and he had total control for the better part of this ball game. And he did give up the 3 runs early, but when you look at what he was able to do, the Twins lineup that can score some runs and they can score some runs in a hurry, he was pretty darn good. He had the one inning, of course, that Mauer hits the home run, but athletic plays. You see here, ground balls back to him. Pretty good strikeouts, throwing BBs down in the zone. Gets a big strikeout there to Dozier. Now 7 1/3, and when you look at what he did today, very, very similar numbers throughout the course of his pitch arsenal and the type of percentages that he throws. And Jiffy Lube pitching change. When you look at this, the pitching change should be quick, just like a Jiffy Lube signature service oil change. At Jiffy Lube, they get you in and out fast, and you never need an appointment.
Mauer, first ball swinging to left. There's a base hit. Here's 1 run to score. Here's Delman Young's throw towards the plate, and he is safe at the plate. And Mauer on the throw goes to second. So on one pitch, Joe Mauer delivers. There's a 2-run single, and Minnesota has the lead back.
Yeah, unfortunately, Miller gets a fastball out over the plate. Maybe a little cutter. Wasn't sure exactly what it was, but it was something that Maurer can drive the other way. We saw him do this against Kevin Gausman, and he does the same exact thing. Doesn't hit it as far, doesn't hit it as hard, but he was able to drop in down the line and drive in the 2 runs. So Joe Mauer's been doing that a long time against some pretty good pitching, and unfortunately he just did it again against the Orioles.
So the error very costly for both teams in this game. It allowed the Orioles to continue. There's a line drive to center field. That's a base hit. Mauer's coming to the plate. Here's Jones' throw. It is too late. And there's an RBI single for Vargas. He has a 2 RBI game, and it's 6-3. So the combination of Mauer and Vargas have driven in all 6 runs. So Andrew Miller allows 2 inherited runners to score, and now is allowed to run on his own.
Yeah, it's a little fastball in on the hands a little bit. Vargas did not hit it hard, and that's the unfortunate part because the ball was hit so softly that Mauer knew right away that he had a good chance of scoring, and Jones was not able to get to that ball quick enough and get the ball home to keep him from scoring.
Still only 1 out. Here's Trevor Plouffe, who would like to atone for his error. Right center field, it hangs from Markakis, and Nick gets to it for the 2nd out. Jared Burton is now getting loose in the Minnesota bullpen. Hughes has gone 7 innings. Here's Oswaldo Arcia, who is the 7th batter to come up here in the 8th inning. Arcia 0 for 3 against Kevin Gausman. He'll look at a strike. Now Mauer, he looked fastball on the first pitch and jumped on it and able to slice it in the left field in front of Delman Young after relieving Kevin Gausman, who's still on the Oriole bench. Good breaking ball and a swing and a miss 0-2. And then Vargas just a soft single to center field.
Yeah, Santana was on second base when Mauer hit that ball because where the ball was hit and how it was hit, Santana at second base read it perfectly, and he was off at the crack of the bat, and that's why he was able to score on that.
Just outside. 1-2 on Arcia. So the Orioles will have to rally back from 3 runs again, and they have 6 outs to work with. Fly ball left center field. Adam Jones calls off Young, and the inning ends with a damaging inning for the Orioles. A big error. Minnesota gets 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. 6-3 Minnesota. The bottom of the 7th, 2 on, and 2 out, and Nick Hundley gets into one. A 3-run home run, which tied the game. Fans in left field happy. That fan caught it. Little Sisters of the Poor in the skybox. They're happy, and Hundley's happy. He tied the game. So the Miller Lite moment provided by Nick Hundley, and there are the Little Sisters of the Poor in the suite today. They do outstanding work caring for the elderly. We're happy to have them here at the game today. Hi, sister. Yep, you're on TV. How you doing? Good to see you. So Hughes is still on, and Burton remains up in the bullpen. .84 pitches to get through 7 innings, and the 3 runs allowed are unearned due to the error by Plouffe in the 7th inning. Here's Markakis outside 1-0. So the Orioles got a rally here. They're down by 3. Markakis 1 out of 3. He is 5 for 17 in the series with a 3-hit game yesterday. High strike, 1-1. Evan Meek, who just reported back to the team today, beginning to get loose. Buck said before the game the initial plan was Saunders today and Meek tomorrow. But we're going to leave Meek with Norfolk for its final game. But the way the game went yesterday, where the Orioles had to go through 5 relievers to get that win, they decided to have Meek come with Saunders today. Yeah, I think they also had planned on maybe Webb being here today, but he's had some shoulder issues that they wanted to make sure that he was right before they brought him up. And it seems like it's not a big deal with him, but they just wanted to be cautious with it. Center field, charging in Santana, still coming on, and he finally runs it down for the out. So Markakis is retired and 1 away. Well, the Orioles took 3 out of 4 from Tampa Bay to begin the homestand. They won the first 3 in this series, trying to complete the sweep, which is so hard to do. And they're facing Minnesota's best pitcher today. Had it tied until that big error by Paredes led to a 3-run rally for Minnesota. And Delman Young takes a strike. Delman is 0 for 3, starting in left field today. And a good take, 1-1. Minnesota's out hit the Orioles 7-5. Right field, right there's Arcia, and 2 quick outs. So Phil Hughes is really on his game here today. He's really only made the 1 mistake, the pitch to Hundley. Yeah, looked like it was that little cutter or slider thing that he threw to J.J. Hardy a couple times. Hardy was able to put it in play the 1 time, and Plouffe made the error. And then he threw it again to Hundley, I think, and Hundley got the head out there, kind of speeds up the bat a little bit, hits the 3-run homer, but unfortunately the Twins came right back. And Jim, I tell you what, I'm impressed with how these guys can put up some runs. They don't have a ton of star players and star power in their lineup, but they continue to produce runs. Well, their speed is certainly a component of that. And of course, a big part of what they did today was Joe Mauer, who is a star player and who can get it done. Came up with 2 big hits for them. Yeah, all 6 RBIs in the number 3 and 4 spots. Mauer has 4 and Vargas has 2. Swing and a miss, 0-2 on Jones. Loop down the right field line. Over is Vargas, hoping for a play, and he runs out of room, and it's back in the crowd. It's Parmalee at first base now as Vargas out of the game. And a bouncer, diving stop by Plouffe from his knees. He throws across, and he got him. Outstanding play by Plouffe to take a base hit away from Adam Jones. We'll head to the 9th. The Twins have the lead. By Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. And by Navy Federal Credit Union, 4 million members, 4 million stories. Navy Federal Credit Union. A 6-3 game as we go to the ninth. Big crowd on, and Evan Meek, just brought back from AAA today, comes on into the game. Will take over for Andrew Miller.
Yeah, you see these are numbers here in AAA for Evan Meek this year. 39 games, 2-0 record. But 1.94 earned run average. He usually was the closer for the most part for those guys when he was down there. 16 saves, 41 2/3 innings, and you see a bunch of strikeouts, only 4 walks. His big league numbers, even though the ERA is 7.5, he had 15 outings for the Orioles early in the season, and 10 of those 15 outings were scoreless. Unfortunately, he had about 3 outings where he pitched an inning or less where he gave up 3 or 4 runs. So that killed his numbers. It killed his earned run average. For the most part, he actually had done a pretty decent job. So he went back to AAA and got right, and here he is and had an opportunity to kind of spell some of the guys in the bullpen. And he's got a lot of big league experience, of course, with the Pittsburgh Pirates before he came to the Orioles. And here he is getting an opportunity again here in September with a pennant contender.
Kurt Suzuki is 0 for 3, and he will take a strike. For Evan Meek, his last appearance with the Orioles was June the 29th, and he took the loss against Tampa Bay. That was the finale of that 4-game series in which Tampa Bay took 3 out of 4. He allowed 4 runs in that 1 inning of work, and that included a home run by Kevin Kiermaier, a solo shot. He was sent back to AAA the next day. There's Glenn Perkins, the closer for Minnesota, getting loose. Save situation. Upstairs. Peel the first, no swing. The 2-1 the count. So Miller goes 2/3 of an inning. 1 run charge to him. He allowed 2 inherited runners to score on 2 hits. And the Orioles in the bottom of the ninth, down by 3 at the moment, have Cruz, Davis, and Flaherty coming up. Flaherty now in J.J. Hardy's spot in the lineup. There's a bouncer foul. So tough to sweep series.
Well, 4-game series is that. So I think some in Major League Baseball, as we saw some of the highlights, thought that Minnesota was already out of town, but they were staying another game. It was a 4-game series, a little strange type 4-game series that goes into the next Monday, but it is a holiday, so that's not totally out of the realm of possibilities to happen on the schedule.
Bouncer towards third. Paredes plays the hop, and then fires to get Kurt Suzuki for the out and 1 away. And then you have the Yankees and the Blue Jays not even playing today. So they can gain a half game each on the Orioles if the Birds don't come back. But the Orioles got done what they needed to get done, and that's win the series. They've won each of the first 2 series on this homestand. And since June the 3rd, they have now gone 20-5 with 2 splits in their 27 series. So you win 20 out of 27 series and split 2 of those as well. You are playing some consistent baseball.
Yeah, that's where you're going to get the type of record that the Orioles have, especially after the All-Star break. So they're playing well at home. They're playing well overall. And right now, they're not going to win every game the rest of the way, but they sure are putting themselves in a position to win a lot of those ball games.
And unfortunately, in this game, we talked about defense in the open and how it's been such an important part of the Orioles season. 2 plays not made by Paredes, factoring large in this game. 1 was ruled a base hit. That was in the 6th inning. There's a weak ground ball the first, fielded there by Davis for the 2nd out as Meek gets the out of Escobar. And then there was the error by Paredes on the ball hit by Santana that if he gloved could have been a double play. And that led to the 3 runs that broke the 3-all tie. Jim Henneman explaining that the run charge to Andrew Miller is earned in the 8th inning, but one of the runs charged to Gausman was unearned. Regardless, they scored.
They all count.
So Evan Meek gets 2 quick outs, falls behind Schaefer 1-0. With Schaefer batting ninth and Santana batting leadoff, Ron Gardenhire has outstanding speed, 9-1. And it really showed in the 8th inning as Schaefer worked the leadoff walk. And then Santana hit that ball that Paredes didn't catch. And Schaefer, who was running on the play, easily made it to third. And Santana, with his blazing speed, standing at second base by the time Delman Young got to it and got it in. And it's inside. Evan Meek staring in where Hundley caught the ball. He thought it might have been a strike.
Evan throws the cutter predominantly. When he throws a fastball, he cuts everything. If it doesn't cut, I think it was supposed to be a cutter.
Lifted the left and chases Delman Young, still going back and reaches up and he makes the catch. So Delman Young chases it down, and a 3-up, 3-down inning for Evan Meek. Well, here we go. Buckle up. Bottom of the ninth coming up. The Birds will send Cruz, Davis, and Flaherty up to bat, down by 3. All right, Tom and Rick, thanks so much. And Rick, good point. O's have to figure out a way to get 3 runs or that'll do it. But they have been a resilient team this year. And here's the closer, Glenn Perkins, looking for the save.
Yeah, Perkins, predominantly a fastball guy. He's really only a 2-pitch pitcher. Throws his fastball 73% of the time, breaking ball 27%. And he's had some pretty good success here for this club. Of course, he made the All-Star team again for Minnesota. In his hometown, the Minnesota Twins, in 2014, where the All-Star game was held. So that was a big deal, a big thing for him. And he's, you see they're holding opponents to only a .243 batting average. And I think when you look at Glenn Perkins, a guy that was a starting pitcher at some point for the Twins, but kind of morphed into the bullpen, and they're doing a terrific job for them at the end of games.
Well, he's protecting a 3-run lead, which is the easiest of the saves. You got a little room for error.
But he is going to have to do it through the heart of the Orioles lineup.
And a strike taken by Cruz. He last worked on Thursday night in that extra inning game in Kansas City. He was getting warmed up to come in for a save opportunity, and Minnesota scored 6 runs, and since Ron Gardenhire had him loose, he brought him in anyway. And he had a scoreless inning. It's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes on Nelson Cruz, who was 0 for 3 in the game. Upstairs. Well, Nelson Cruz got into one yesterday for his 35th home run of the year, most in the major leagues. Nearly hit it to the walkway in the lower concourse in left field. fights it off to stay alive. Perkins had a blown save in that Kansas City series when he gave up a walk-off home run to Alex Gordon. It was his first loss since April 15th. And Nelson again battling, stays alive. He's had back-to-back 30 save seasons. The 6th Minnesota closer in their club history to have back-to-back 30 save seasons. And a good take, ball 3. So from 0-2 to 3-2, and a real good at-bat here by Nelson Cruz, trying to get on to begin the 9th. It's about to see the 8th pitch in this at-bat, and the fans have the rally caps going. High fly ball to left. That ball is going to go way back and gone for Cruz. And it's a 2-run game. Well, there's one of the runs. And Christine Schrumpf of St. Leonard, our Maryland lottery contestant of the game, wins another $500. So they couldn't put him away after getting ahead 0-2, and Cruz makes him pay.
Yeah, he threw back-to-back breaking balls. On the 2-2 pitch, he threw a breaking ball low. Then he kind of hangs a breaking ball up out over the plate. And Nelson Cruz does what he's been doing all year, deposits it into the left field bleachers for the home run. Number 36.
Chris Davis to center field. Santana back on it, appears to have a play, and he does, and he makes the catch, and one man down. So when Nelly hits him, he doesn't miss him.
You can pretty much tell they're going to go out. You can see here he gets out in front, boom, contact out in front of the plate on the breaking ball, so it kind of speeds up the bat a little bit. And a little surprised with a 3-run lead that Perkins would go to the breaking ball, but Nelson's all over it. We saw him get a pitch yesterday in that happy zone, and he got another one today, so that was pretty good to see here. He's really starting to heat up a little bit after mid-part through the season there after the All-Star break. He stumbled a little bit, but he's right back in that groove. Caleb Joseph pitching in here for Ryan Flaherty.
And Caleb will take a strike. Caleb has had a real good homestand. He is 8 for 20 on the homestand. That's a 400 batting clip with 3 RBIs. Yesterday had the 4-hit game to set a career high. Right into the shift, and there's Dozier. So 2 down as they shift on Caleb Joseph. That's the second base hit in this series that he's lost against that shift.
Yeah, he lost one yesterday after he got 4 hits. Could have had 5. It was a hard hit ground ball right up the middle that Dozier was standing there waiting. And if nothing else, we've seen these shifts all through the last couple of years, and maybe even more pronounced this year with all major league teams. And I guess they realize that Joseph pulls the ball or hits it up the middle, and he did just that, and Dozier's waiting for him.
And a strike taken by Paredes. Well, Dave, we'd like to thank you for filling in the last couple of days. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it. Would have enjoyed it a little bit more if we can come back and win, but it was good times. Orioles are in a pretty good spot right now, so I'm not too nervous right now about what's going to happen the rest of the year with the Birds.
You have your scoreboard math up to date? How it affects the race? And Paredes pops it up. Shallow right center field. Here comes the right fielder, Arcia. He's got it. And the ball game is over. And Minnesota salvages 1 in this 4-game series. And the Orioles have their 4-game winning streak come to a close. So once again, they are denied tying their season high 5-game winning streak, which they had back in May. Well, we hope you can join us tomorrow as the O's welcome the Reds to town for a 3-game interleague series. Tomorrow night, it'll be Bud Norris for the O's, Matt Latos for the Reds. Our coverage on Masson begins at 1 o'clock with O's Extra presented by Geico, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock. And now for Dave Johnson and our entire hardworking crew, Jim Hunter saying so long from Camden Yards, where Minnesota salvages the finale as they beat the Orioles by a final of 6-4. Today's telecast, a Masson presentation. Tom and Rick, O's Extra presented by PNC, comes your way right now as the Orioles get 3 out of 4 from Minnesota after getting 3 out of 4 from Tampa Bay. Have a great Labor Day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow night on Masson.